Hello all and welcome.
It's Sunday. It's 8 o'clock. It must be stream time. Hi everybody and welcome back to Conan Exiles.
Evening lads.
Hope everybody's good.
Evening chat.
Robert, good evening. Nice to see you. Hope you're well. Welcome on in. Here we are again. Doesn't seem 5 minutes since it was Friday. But we're an hour later this time. And of course, as always, as tradition, we'll start with the
Hey
bizarre
lads, how's it going,
bizarre screen. Angelo, good to see you. Welcome on in. Yeah, good, thank you. Here we go with our second instalment of the weekend, so we'll see how tonight goes. Bit of a mixed bag tonight, a couple of different bits we're going to try and do. As I say, as always, we'll start with the bizarre screen of what we're on today, so everybody knows what's there if you haven't seen it. So that is that. So yeah, I hope everybody's good.
It's nice to check out that corrupted build I sent you.
I haven't had time yet, to be honest. I've had quite a bit going on. Just got SIP server recently set up. I say recently, within the past few weeks, and there's a few hiccups going on with that at the minute with server performance that we're trying to get to the bottom of and figure out what's going on there. But hopefully, as soon as I get a minute, I shall try and have a look. But just haven't the time at the minute. Kathy, good to see you. Hello, how are you? Nice to see you. Here we are again. So yeah, let me come out of that mode as well. So today, there's kind of...
How's things? Much loves for my friends.
Three little things. I say three things I kind of want to try and get done today. Two are fairly easy. Well, one's really easy. One is kind of where we are now.
I think you'll have fun with it.
The other is a little bit more involved, and then, as the title will suggest, the Frozen North. Yeah, I'm not in the Frozen North right now, but hopefully we will be.
Here Kathy and here Robert.
We'll hopefully get that way.
Here you monkey.
Naughty, good to see you. Welcome on in. Yeah. So I thought we'll get this first one out of the way first. Then the other one's a little bit more work involved and a bit of, shall we say, tree observation involved with it because of various reasons which I'll explain shortly. However, first little one is nice and easy because if you remember in Friday's stream, which was not that long ago, believe it or not.
I've never left grinning, squinting face.
Never left, yeah. We were over here in the jungle and we did the Palace of the Witch Queen, where we picked up a key called the Key to Rasmus Quarters. So what I thought I'd do is I'd bring that with me today. And yes, I've also got some skeleton keys with me as well. I'm actually prepared. I know, right? I haven't left them in a box. Because the plan is, after we've done here, we're going to go back to the other side of Sepp and Maru. Off camera, I've finished levelling up our sorcery, which we've all seen or done many, many times. So I thought rather than boring you with all of that, I'll just do that off camera. I've put a transportory stone down in the base. And there is also materials on the horse and Delincia to take with us, along with materials for a Wheel of Friendship for us to take up north to hopefully put a transportory stone somewhere up in the snow.
I've beaten the Witch Queen. Not once have I actually gone to see Rasma.
Well, you're about to see that, so you're in the right place. Yeah, so we could put a...
The Wanderer. You should be charging me rent at the pub.
We'll hopefully put a transporter stone down, which will then give us access back into the north, because it's quite a bit of a journey. We're going to have to make our way up this way again and try and pick the right pathway without running into the old rock slide again. Get up through the highlands and then go up and around here somewhere, if I can remember where to go. Get ourselves way up here to the Frost Temple, and we'll hopefully take on the Frost Temple as well. Another dungeon up there, not too difficult to do, especially with Dylan's here. She should be absolutely fine. We'll pick up some spice food from home when we get back to base. And then we'll see what time we've got.
I've seen her in plenty of videos from a certain Scotsman, just not in person.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So I thought, well, we need to do it as well, because it's all part of the, part of what you do with it all, isn't it? So yeah, absolutely. If we turn around, Rasmus' quarters, and if we interact with the door, I do believe it is, it will very slowly swing open for us. And of course, there she is, the Witch Queen, or aka Rasma, who again also is the person that you find the little notes all around the map from, which is obviously as the Witch Queen. It's the messages from her, but she is also, most of us already know by now, but for the benefit of anybody who may not know, she's also the female that you see in the opening scenes of the game, fighting with Conan, that he rescues off the cross. So let's see what she's got to say.
I wanted to thank you. The woman that you met in those ruins, that was not me. She was ancient and wicked and powerful.
Pretty certain we've all established I'm just an agent of chaos. My server admin and clan leader would attest to that.
You almost killed me in that city. I cannot begrudge you that. Such a terrible, awesome creation. While I wore the mask, I was somebody else. I was something else. Such power and knowledge. I stood on an island in a vast ocean. I could see across the water in every direction. And that ocean was time. I am sorry. It is difficult to describe.
So the first time I came in here and I heard that, where she says she stood on an island and she can see the ocean all the way around, it made me think of Sipta. Like where they're giving hints to the Isle of Sipta when that was coming out, but then as she carries on, it kind of think, yeah, maybe not. Don't know what anybody else thought, if you've ever spoken to her, whether you've thought that. But then when she says that the ocean was time, and just the power that she speaks of, such knowledge and such power, you can't kind of comprehend what she's referring to, what she's experienced. Is it all to do with whoever these keepers or rulers are, if you will, that are keeping us here in the exile lands? Is it something to do with them?
All I have are fragments. Her memories evaporate from my mind like mists above the oasis. If you have questions...
NGL, I thought she was drunk when I listened low.
My mind is leaking, purging itself of all traces
Possibly.
of that woman. She knew so much about these bracelets we wear, about the giant kings and the ancient war, about the darkness that lurks in the volcano, and... Just ask, friend, before I lose the nerve to speak. The bracelets, she made them together with the giant kings. The bracelets were imbued with the power of 7 artifacts. The Witch Queen's mask, the diadem of the giant kings, the tears of 2 races, the shining trapezahedron, the star of the champion, the heart of the sands, and the black ring of Set. The bracelets were created to translate any language for the wearer, to allow swift movement around the Empire, and to allow communication and recording through the lore stones. It was only later, when the war began, that the Queen suspected that the Giant Kings had included a death weave in the sorcery. Any who tried to flee their control were simply killed by the curse wall.
Yeah, so that makes you think again there, doesn't it? Obviously the Witch Queen was part of the creation of the bracelet, but then the whole thing within the game is that she's then not agreed with something that the other Giant Kings have done, or she's seen it, and you wonder, did she confront them that she'd seen it and she didn't like it, or has she just seen it and then decided to go off her own separate way? Hence why we find the journal pieces from her, which is telling her story of how she believes she ended up here, supposedly.
Did anyone see the weird post on Facebook yesterday about caravans bearing the mark of Stygia coming soon?
And also the law stones that we find around the map. Again, was she, because she's then realised there's been some dark trickery done to this, is this wrong, and she's now trying to help us, essentially.
Her people, the Lemurians, were the remnant of a desperate race. Her memories before the exiled lands are vague and confused. Flashes of an island kingdom, sinking as the world heaves. A people being subjugated with fire and sorcery. An escape, and a long, treacherous journey into the west. I'm sorry. It's fading so quickly. I remember a daughter, Telleth, and a great betrayal. And a
Hello, labs and friends.
She was a mother.
Teddy,
and
good to
a
see you.
grandmother.
Welcome on in.
She knew what it was to be a slave, and didn't want that for any of her people. She would stop at nothing to prevent it from happening again. Can you blame her?
No, not really.
Her mind shies away from two things. Her grandchild, and what her people found.
So just me then.
Her grandchild was not truly human.
It's a lot to get your head around, isn't it?
He was a hostage, or something else.
Hi, Teddy.
I'm sorry. For her, these memories were laden with emotion. I see a beloved daughter, and a hated foe, and a child that brings hope. It is so very unclear. As for what her people discovered at the volcano...
Hi, Kathy.
Horror, anger, and disgust. And fear. This is the only memory where the Witch Queen of Lemuria felt fear. I truly don't know what I will do now that I have my freedom. Conan has offered to accompany me north, back to my home city in Shem. My palace awaits me, and the pampered life of a princess of Shem. But my enemies, the ones who sent me here, they also await me there. Perhaps instead, I will travel with Conan a while.
Here, Teddy.
See the world by his side. He is formidable, yes, for a barbarian.
So you got to wonder then, don't you, is that even when this was, obviously this was done at the very beginning of the game, is that a bit of a hint to a future age, if you will? So like age of, where did she say she's from? Shem, you know, and it's talking all about Shem and that area. Could that be something to do with it?
I'm so curious what they meant by that.
But it wouldn't be called Age of Shem, obviously, but the way she says that it's going back to a life of, what was it, a queen and luxury and all that kind of thing, but also her enemies are also waiting there for her.
You almost killed me in that city.
Right, she's saying the same thing again now, so that's that done.
Such a terrible, awesome
Press that
creation.
to get out the door again.
While I wore the mask,
So that is the Witch Queen's story, which I thought we would do, seeing as we did the Palace of the Witch Queen on Friday. Well, why not pay her a visit so we can say we've done that as well. So now what I'd like to do, as I say, I've got all the resources to set up a transporter stone in the north, which is our journey for today, and I've set one up already in base, or our little home if you want to call it that, and I've also got the materials needed sort of split between Delancey
No Facebook Angelo, but now it's speculation time low.
and the horse to take it with us. But in order to activate them, we're going to need, unfortunately, sacrificial blood. And obviously, as we all know, with getting sacrificial blood...
Hey lads, what did you say the pants you were wearing was?
Sorry, the pants I'm wearing right now, I'm probably going to keep probably butchering the name, but it's the Hykarian or Hykarian, however you pronounce it. The Hykarian Raider pants, that's what they are. And I haven't added any dye to them as yet. Normally I would have dyed this by now. I don't think. But yes, we need to get willing volunteers to be knocked out. And
Hykarian Raider.
Yeah, Hykarian Raider, that's the one.
That's where we get the blood.
Yeah, we've got to get the...
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem, absolutely. Yeah, so we need to get some willing volunteers from there to pop on here. And yes, before stream I did test...
Sacrifice, volunteers, anyone.
I did test this just before stream to make sure with the angle that we weren't showing anything, so we should hopefully be good. Because as we know, the way YouTube is with things. So we'll hopefully get a volunteer. Well, let's go and try it.
College credit for helping low.
We'll try it from here. Let me... Trouble is if I shoot the guy, I'm probably going to kill him, aren't I? No, in my luck I'll end up killing him. That is what I would like to do. Oh. He's get his attention like that. And of course you're both archers, aren't you? Yeah, you would have to be. Yeah. Of course you would. There we go, he's asleep. Yeah, he's no good backing away now. Not asleep.
Okay, voluntold, then low grinning, squinting face with tears of joy.
Pop that away. And then we need... where should we put... Let's put that on there a minute. Oh, did that. Get you on the rope. The other one may disappear because we do have that where they disappear under the floor a little bit sometimes, which is a bit of a pain, but they may still be there, they may not. So we need to run him over here, pop him on there. Right, I'm going to drop that down. Then the one we need is that one, which oh, come on, why is it being... Bear with me, it's being weird. Why is it not doing it? Ah, it's because I need to do that first. With that one, of course you need to transfer it to the flask. And then obviously we don't want to see what's going on, so we'll admire the trees behind us. Just ignore all the weird noises, we don't know what that is. He's just catching a bit of a tan, you know, while we're here. Can't see what's going on.
Rolling on the floor laughing.
Can't decide which is the best tree there, but at least we can get some sun where we stood. Nice bit of a tan, you know. We'll just pretend she's not doing what she just did. So, yeah. Nice bit of corruption from that as well.
The trees are healthy and growing well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that into there. Now, I can't remember how many it is we need. Let's do that other one as well. Just to make sure, so that we've got enough. Watch them have disappeared or woken up or something. Oh, no, still there. Would you like to come this way, please? I should have checked on my hammer actually how many sacrificial blood we actually need to activate it. Because I've forgotten how many we actually need. So again, yeah, just wish there could have been a couple more trees on the right a little bit, but I think the greenery looks quite nice where it is. Nice blue sky, you know. Kind of like palm trees, aren't they? Plenty of space to get a nice suntan from, so just basking in those sun rays, and don't know where that corruption's coming from. Not a clue. Let's call it sunburn, that's what that is. Yeah. Yeah. Nice gentle breeze as well going on.
A lovely shade of green.
I don't know what that screaming is, there's nothing there. Right, so how many do we have there now? We have 3. How many is it now? I can never remember. It's that long since I've built one of these, chat. Let's...
Anyone know how Angar's team is doing?
Not sure. I don't know why I'm looking at that. I don't need to know what it is to build it. I need to know how many sacrificial blood it is to...
50 brimstone.
3. Nice. So, how many do we have there? So we get an extra 1 just for luck, so that we've got a bit of spare as well. Why not, eh? Just because we're here. Let's get an extra 1, just to be safe. Then we'll go back, cleanse our corruption, because we're going to be in trouble otherwise, going up to that frozen north with all this corruption. There we go. And I was going to say it disappears with the floor, which is there. There we go. Yeah, we've not got too much corruption, which is good at least, but that will not help us up in the cold. So yeah, I thought we'd get the, although not visible pleasantries out of the way first, unpleasantries out of the way first, shall we say. Thought we'll get this done first, because we'll need it anyway. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying, they are nice and green, those trees. Lots of greenery. Nice how you've got the animals in the background as well, and like I say, nice area to live, nice clear skies. Can't see the sun unfortunately, but must be where she's facing because she keeps soaking it in, so... Yeah.
They lost 5-1 to Germany.
Don't know what that weird groaning is. Just... Yeah. Don't know. Don't know what all that is. I don't know who's... Sounds like somebody's being tickled or something. Don't know what's... Yeah.
They next play against Switzerland on 19th.
Ah, well, let's hope they have some better luck then. Get that popped into there. Make sure we actually take it off the bench. Because the last thing we want to
Campaign
do...
against Hungary on the 23 RD.
That's right. Yep. They do
Oh,
indeed.
that's not good.
So we'll take that with us now. We'll nip back home a minute. One of these days, chat, I will actually remember which way my home is without having to keep looking.
Thanks, Kathy.
But yeah, thanks, Kathy. Well remembered. Glad somebody's on track with everything. Right, we need to be going that way a bit more. Whoa. Yeah, you didn't see anything then.
No problem.
I didn't see nothing. I didn't just nearly fall and break my legs then. Nope. Nope. You didn't see a thing. Get out of it.
We didn't take the express elevator.
Alright. Keep going this way because this is probably the longer
Nope, I
way.
saw nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely didn't see that. I don't know why I'm always going this way when I could go around the back way, but I always just get lost too easily. I don't know why, because I should know this map by like the back of my hand by now. But we shall head home. Because also there is something else I can tell you guys about before we go off on our little adventure. I went back up to the Mounds of the Dead again to farm some more star metal from our dismantling station.
As long as you know where you are, that's all that matters.
Well, yeah. Not if I do know where I am. Tell you, not used to this double streaming. Yeah, I went back up to Mounds of the Dead. Still very, very dangerous against those Sumerians. Took a sneak peek at the dancer spawn. Wasn't a good one the first couple of times I was there. And about the fourth visit I did, went up for a little bit of star mail because I wasn't getting very lucky on it. Checked the dancer spawn again, and lo and behold, surprise, surprise, who was stood there? None other than our favourite performer, Miss Leah Neely. So of course, couldn't leave her there, you know, couldn't be mean and leave her there, just wouldn't be right. Poor thing looked lonely and fed up and not well fed. So she's no gear yet, literally just in the clothes she came off the friendship wheel with. Been chatting away to Dylan's here and they've become good friends. They are from the same area after all, which is really good. So we'll get her geared up at some point. That's the stats she came with. Pretty decent rolls. Fortunately, you can get unlucky, but yeah, it wasn't easy knocking her out. She put up a bit of a fight. She did nearly kill me. I'll be honest. I got her on her own, but she did nearly kill me a couple of times. Hence why she's such a good person to have on your side. She's one of, if not my favourite entertainer, that one. So one day she will be trained up, or she'll be the next person we take out and get trained up. Obviously, once we get her geared up. And we've got our little friend here that we got from New River, but she's only a very low level tier 4 with very little health. So unfortunately, she's alright staying in here, but she probably wouldn't survive very well in the likes of
everyone's slightly smiling face.
She probably wouldn't survive very well in like the north or the unnamed city. Yeah, she's great, isn't she?
Johnny. Waving hand, waving hand.
Yeah, she's brilliant. For entertainers, Leah Neely's my favourite, definitely. Right, we need to grab that because we're going to need spiced food with us. Got plenty of normal food. I've got the torches on me for the...
Hey, Kathy. Waving hand.
what's it called? Transportory stone. Oops, give me 1 second. Excuse me, sorry about that. It's a bit of a tickle again. Gotta have a drink of my coffee. Keep the voice going because I am still recovering a little bit with it. It's a lot better than it was, but every now and again, if I'm talking a lot, it creeps up again. So yeah, I've got a transportory stone here. There's some brimstone on it ready to go. So we would need another couple because it was 3, wasn't it, that we needed. So if I trigger this one, we'll be 2 short for up in the snow. Which doesn't matter too much because we can meander back home from the snow. I'd rather get up there and get that one started first, really. And then get back here and worry about this one when we get back home. So while we're here, let's make sure we've eaten plenty of food. Stock up on our drink.
Finished work finally, he.
Nice. It's good to see you. Good to see everybody as always, of course, and thank you for turning out again. Twice in one weekend, eh? Bit of a change, I know, because obviously usually this is Angar's slot on a Sunday, but of course he's away at the football. So we did agree that we'd try and keep up some Conan content for people as well. Obviously it's not going to be as action-packed, maybe, shall we say, as how his streams would be. It's going to be a bit different because I'm not on PC, but we try our best. And like I said on Friday, this is more about me playing the game and chatting to you guys, getting to know my community and growing the community kind of thing, rather than the whole actually focusing on the game fully. Yes, I'm going to try and play it as good as I can because obviously I want to make it interesting and full of content, but at the same time it's more about just playing that for the background and chatting with you guys and getting to know you. That's more the fun of the stream for me. Because to me, my community is...
on PS4, it's interesting gameplay for sure.
My community is the most important thing to me. You know, being able to put out good videos for you guys and interesting content, and obviously the streams. Where am I going here? So we're going left a bit more. Gotta remember now, I think it was you, Kathy, that said last time, wasn't it? That pointed it out to me, which are the 2 pathways we need to go up, because we don't want to end up running into our good old friend Rockslide. That is what we don't want to. That is what we don't want to do.
Just remember to eat, drink, take skeleton keys and friendship kit. You'll be fine.
Yep, well, Delincia's got a few bits on her for the what's it called, transportory stone, and then the horse has got the other bits for it, and not just that, there's also bits and pieces on there for a friendship wheel, just in case while we're out and about, if we ever need to throw one up on the fly we can, kind of thing. So yeah, as we get over here you'll have to remind me, because knowing me I'll forget which way it is again and end up going down the wrong path. Bear with me. Where is my... What am I looking for?
If you follow the outer edge of the shattered springs and stay straight, you will meet rock donkeys, but better than Rockslide.
Oh yeah, absolutely better. Absolutely it is. Totally agree. Because he's just a pain in the backside, shall we say, to put it politely. They are killable, but with a lot of effort and time. And typically a lot of people will say to stay at range from them. Stand on a rock and shoot them with your bow. So, we want to be going. Let's zoom in a bit so we see what we're doing. So I'm going the wrong way here. I need to go around to the left.
Left a bit.
Bit more. So now the beam for the... What's it is there? Let me get my bearings. Where are we? Yeah, because we're heading north, so we want to be going this way. Excuse me. Because we don't want to obviously head towards the den. Because we don't want to be heading east, because we're heading up north. So if we keep going this way, where are we now? Right. So we want to be getting over here somewhere. Even though I know this map quite well, I've never really... Oops, stuck in a tree. Never really navigated very much around this area to kind of get used to it. Why can't I get...
Now you are out of my knowledge.
Ah, right.
Farther side of Shattered Springs.
Yeah, well, what's coming? We've got the music, but I don't see anything. Bear me 1 second, I need to find my torch again.
I usually go through with the rock donkeys and then turn left.
Oh, yeah, that's probably a good shout, actually. Oh, come here, horsey. Sorry, it will be daytime again very quickly. I do have it sped up on here for the purposes of streaming. And yeah, like you say, that's probably a good idea. I don't know why we've got the battle music when nothing's coming after us. Like the game can't recognise what's going on. Right. So yeah, it's probably a good shout actually. Head east a little bit and then go up through Rock Donkey Country and then cut round. I know what you mean, up by the side of the den almost, isn't it? Right, let's see where we are now. We need to be going... Let me see... You want to, is it this one we want here?
Turn left now.
Yeah, it's this one, isn't it? This left turn that's coming up here. Because rock slide's in that one, isn't it? I think rock slide's in there. And that's the safe one. Yep, thought it was. I thought we were getting there. Thank you. See? It's not just my food and drink you have to worry about with me. Yep, so we want to head along here. Hello, Rock Donkey. Are you on aggressive or passive, lady? You should be on aggressive.
Most welcome. Smiling face with halo.
Let me just check. Ah, yes, that's right, I remember now. Garden. That's right. I think it was when I went through Seppa Marie, wasn't it, last time? Or we were going to go through, I set her on to passive so she won't attack everything. Yep, there we go. There we go, now she's attacking everything. I'd forgotten about that. When we were heading home on Friday, we set her to passive so that she wouldn't attack everything in separate maroon. Get out of it. Whoa! Ah, the girl Lindsay, there we go. There we go. Yeah, so good old rock slide, he's just over there, isn't he? Just on that other side. Can I get that guy, please? Thank you. Actually, while we're here, I could do with calling into the den. Because there's an emote I want to get in there. As soon as we've got our faithful friend with us, we should be absolutely fine. Those who are veterans of the game will know which emote I'm referring to, of course. Gotta be one of, or if not, in my opinion, the best emote in the game. Certainly my favourite. There's a couple I like, but this particular one's my favourite. Let's get off the horse. Cobras. Get out of it. Where is she? There she comes. You've been fighting again, Missy. Oh, big snake wants to get involved. Go get him. Bang. Not a problem for her. And of course we can't come past the den without paying these guys a visit, can we? Just can't be done.
Hello? Hey! Is somebody out there? I hear someone out there. Oh, help! Hey, get us out of here! Help! Listen, listen. We're on the other side of the door. We're kind of in a pickle. Could use your help. Think there's some levers out there? A good chance one of them will open the door and we'll be... Could you pull a lever, please? Pull it! Please? Just pick a lever.
Okay, well, as soon as he said please, why not?
That's so funny, lol.
Do you know what's really funny though? Not that one.
Abstro! Oh, no, Abstro, no! Abstro! How convenient! He is allergic. Okay, what's that? Pick another lever! Now the door's opening, Simon. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. Oh, damn. He's a doctor. Pull him out. Pull him out. What are you saying?
Rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing.
I know, right?
Unleash hell, lol.
Simon! Oh, God, I wish I could have helped you! But I would have died. Okay, just me in here. Good kitty, who's a good kitty? Who's a good full kitty? You're not gonna be hungry for a... Hey, thank you so much. No more levers?
Nope.
All right. Thanks anyway, I'm good.
Yeah, okay. You sound it.
Yeah. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks for trying.
Yeah, no problem. Sorry I couldn't get you out. For those who don't know, that is of course a little tribute to Neebs Gaming, another YouTube channel that have a very, shall we say, interesting style of the way of playing Conan. Rather funny. So if you want a funny, crazy, I want to say unpredictable way of seeing how the game plays, check them out. I thought Tarzan lived in the jungle, not in the den. That's the beauty of Dylan, see, as soon as he pinged my shield with that arrow, off she goes. No chance.
Tarzan moved.
Yeah, Tarzan's moved, yeah, I think he has. Yeah, try and kick me. Just because you got your oh! Yeah, big mistake. That's what you get. Yeah. That's an interesting. Right. So just for reference for those that aren't sure where we are right here. And where are we? 8. Let's go up rather than down, it's a bit quicker. 8E, more or less. This is the den.
Butt kicked and the donk on the head.
Yeah. Kicked me and then bonked me on the head as well. Oh. Werewolf or hyena. This area looks easy with Delencia obviously, but trust me, if you came in here with low level gear and I
can taste your stench, human.
I don't care what you can taste, get on with it. You gonna hit him, Delencia, or what? There we go. Finally. I thought it was going to say I can smell you, human. Because then I was going to say I don't care what you smell. Just fight me. A funny little phrase that we have going on there on the server. From a certain person mentioning no names. A certain person mentioning no names kind of coined that phrase and started it off, and it's been a standing joke ever since. And he knows who he is. It's been the standing joke on the server now that every time somebody says they can smell something, I don't care what you can smell. Wonder, Lindsay. Yeah, there, girl. There we go. So what we want to do...
Press time.
Fluid press time. No, not got time for that, unfortunately. I haven't got time to be hacking everybody up and squishing them, unfortunately. Although I believe having an Ica farm is quite good fun. And yeah, I'm not going to give any secrets away, but that might also be a little hint to
rolling on the floor laughing.
A little piece of content that I will have coming up in a video very shortly about some sort of tips and tricks for beginners, and it will revolve around this area and doing a couple of certain things, but I'm not going to give it away. If you want to know what it is, keep an eye out for the video. Hopefully out this week. I just need to get it recorded, hopefully tomorrow. No. Oh. Did he drop anything? No. No. Hey! Do you mind not attacking my horse, please? And he hit me at the same time. But luckily Delencia saved us. Good old Delencia. See? That's why you need her on your side. She's always got your back. She'll never let you down. In gaming world, or Conan world shall we say, Delencia is the best friend you can always hope to have. She'll always be by your side, she'll always watch your back and everything. Guarantee it. You'll be perfectly fine with Delencia. She's awesome. Where am I going here?
I smell human.
I don't care what you smell. Come here. Oh, you're going to do a fancy little dance, are you, and get stuck? Let me help you. Bang. Are you going to come for a go as well? You probably are, so I'll get Delencia to come and say hi. Bang. Right, I've gone a little bit too far round. It's where I wanted to be going. Where we wanted to be, and it's probably going to trigger all those guys as well. Yep, it did. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, hey, where did you come from? How's the Lindsay doing down? Do you mind poking my horse?
Oh, do me duck S.
How do gaming? How do? Good to see you. Welcome on in. Doing good. Hope you're good. Nice to see you as always.
You did a two-step on his face, oh yeah.
Two-step on his face. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, I need to try. Yeah, I'll get that to trigger again. I think that should have worked, and that, of course, for those who don't know, that is, of course, the belly dance, which is that one. Gotta say, probably my favourite emote in the game. Most of my entertainers, if I have any, would be doing this one. And I wanted to get this because that's the one I want Leah doing when we get back home. When she's not working. That's enough of that. Don't want to entertain you too much. Right.
Angar's fave. Ode me duck.
Yeah.
And manic stuff.
Exactly. Angar likes that one as well. Yeah. The snake dance is pretty cool, but that one's definitely my favourite. Don't get me wrong, they're all very good in their own little way. They're all very interesting.
At Robert Manic stuff.
Especially the, is it the Aquilonian one, where they kind of crouch and kick the legs out in front and then get hold of one foot, wrap it around the head and do a somersault kind of thing. And that's interesting as well. They all are in their own different way, but got to say the belly dance is the favourite. Right. So now... Ooh, that looks interesting. As per the title, we shall get ourselves out of here again. And we'll now, hopefully, make our way into the Frozen North. I know it took a bit longer than I anticipated, but when you remember of little things you want to kind of call and do on the way, I could always change the title of the stream afterwards to the almost Frozen North, because we didn't get there straight away. That's the beauty of live streams, you can change your titles eventually. Right, now this is where I've got to watch where I'm going now. This is where I've kind of got to watch. We don't want to go in there because that's obviously... let me get my bearings again. Yep, there's Neebs.
Then go straight.
Which side of Neebs? Need to go up to the left.
Where the people are friendlier and the beer tastes better.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, come on. I think we should be able to pass through here. So yeah, how's everybody's weekend been treating them? Everybody had a good one so far? We're gonna get stuck here. Feel like we are. Yeah. Thought we were. Where am I going here? So we just try and sneak over. Yep. Hope we've got the stamina to get up there. It's going to be close.
Been great, and yours? Better now, I don't have to be up at 2 AM.
I don't think I'm going to have the stamina to climb up that. So I think kind of took a little wrong turning somewhere, didn't I?
Working from Friday till today around 10-15 hours a day, zany face.
Oh gosh. Well, hope work isn't treating you too hardly and it's too difficult. Let's go around here a little bit. We are kind of getting things unlocked at the same time, so that's the way to look at it. This is another little hidden bit that you can miss quite easily sometimes as well. You can kind of hide.
Wow,
Just show
that's
you this.
brutal.
Up in here.
That's my normal weekend here. In there.
That's a little hidey hole where you could hide out if you wanted to. There's lots of interesting little spots all around here, to be honest, where you could set up a little base. It's all about the adventuring, isn't it? Oh, there we go. Another little bit on the map.
What's the lobby, bro? Any cheats in there? Catering stuff, yay, weddings, birthday parties and other events. Spent most of it catching spiders for the boys.
Ah. Very cool. Right. Let me check I haven't run around in a complete circle here. No, we haven't. We're heading north, which is good. Because that is where we want to be going. Many a times I've run through these sand dunes and ended up going backwards on myself and ended up right back where I started out. Which isn't good. I'm sure we've all done it though. Sure we've all got lost very easy.
Vaults stashed from last year's dukes. It's a madness, lol.
Oh gosh, really? This is madness. So yeah, there we go. Welcome to the Highlands. Nice change from the usual yellow desert. Where are we now? We're here. We need to kind of go right a touch. And then we're going to head over here towards the frozen bridge. And of course right on cue. As the Highlands always does, it starts raining.
The glorious north.
Oh yeah, exactly. I love the Highlands. Oh, hello piggy.
A few more weddings and in more or less free then. On weekends kinda, since it's summer everyone will have an open air events now and vacations.
Oh
I got
yeah.
my base up here.
Oh, another piggy. Yeah, there's a lot.
What's the best armor for a thrall? Johnny, time to rest.
What, in my opinion, what's the best armor for a thrall? I'll take it you were meaning that for me.
Air Island Dog.
'Cause if you were talking to me for that one, yeah. As I would always say to people,
Yes.
it's purely advice and a recommendation. It's not set in stone that that's what you have to use. What I will say,
Month, then in free in August, finally.
ultimately at the end of the day, it's entirely up to you what you put your followers in. You know, you play the game how you want to play it and the way you want to play it. It's entirely up to you. That's the beauty of it being a sandbox game.
A Johnny confetti ball party.
But typically what I've always done, I say always, for a long time certainly, and certainly since I've been doing YouTube, for my followers, for a strength build, it's been pretty much the same armor set. On here it's the redeemed Legion helmet once you can get it. Let me just flick across. Because of the pretty decent armor value and again it gives a strength weapon bonus, as you can see there. The Void Forge Dragon chest piece, and again that's the heavy chest piece from the Void Forge. Gloves, you could kind of do a mixture.
Yay, half the me partying in bed, ha ha ha.
Excuse me, normally I'd go with Godbreaker because again they give another strength bonus. If you wanted to give them a bit more, teeny bit more vitality, not a huge lot, I think it's only about another 20, you could go with the Redeemed Legion gauntlets, so the heavy gauntlets from the Redeemed Legion again, or the Void Forge gauntlets, but typically if you want to go pure strength, then the Godbreaker is the best one there. Then pretty much your feet and legs again. Some people will say Perfected Heavy is good for your legs and your feet, because it is quite high armour value, and yes, I do agree the armour value on it is pretty good. I just find personally that if I'm trying to get pure strength out of my follower, that although yes it doesn't affect them massively, because the Perfected Heavy Armour gives you a strength bonus and an agility bonus, it's just a thing I've always had, that if my follower isn't agility based, I don't want to see any agility stats on them. It's just a thing I've always had. It would only give them a teeny bit, so it's not gonna...
I'm using Sly and Lion armor right now, but wasn't sure if that's opus for my thralls.
It's not.
Much to learn on this game, haha, so wanted to chatter.
It's not gonna... You know,
bike for few days. Since Slovenia is small, I will be in one day at the seaside.
It's not going to affect them too severely, but I tend to go with the Pictish War Chief from one of the DLCs for the legs and feet, because it's heavy armour again and it's a strength weapon bonus. If you played the last battle pass and got the Tavern Guard armour, that's another heavy armour, you could use that. As I say, you could use Perfected Heavy if you wanted. The only sort of other advice I do give people is, when you're looking at followers armour, let me just put my sandstorm mask on, I can hear that sandstorm coming over. A player character is affected by vitality, strength, agility, so encumbrance or carry weight if you will, and then grit, which is armour. So even though a thrall, or a friend as we like to call them, shows all those same stats again, strength, agility, vitality, and then grit, obviously the grit is their armour, so their armour value would increase by the type of armour that you put on them. So if you go in with a strength build follower, so a Delincia or Leon, another fighter for example, a Sumerian Berserker, if you want to deck them out in full health armour, you've got the Barakan or Barachan Reaver, which is a heavy health armour. You've got Sumerian Steel, which is another heavy health armour that you could do, so you could kind of mix and match. The only two stats you really probably don't really want on a follower is anything that gives them stamina or carry capacity, because a follower, be that a human follower, they're not affected by carry weight. The only carry capacity they have is the inventory space that they have.
Hands, legs and feet, and Silent Legion head and feet, but the commander's helmet for purging.
Yeah, there you go. That's another way you could do it. Exactly. Yeah, they're not affected by carry weight. The only carry space they purely have is the slots that they have. So if it's a bearer, they'll have a lot more slots than a fighter or an archer, but that is purely all they've got. And it's pointless putting a piece of armour on them that gives them a stamina bonus when you could be giving them a piece that gives them a strength bonus or a agility bonus if they're agility based, because unlike us, they can run forever and don't get affected by stamina, so that's one thing you wouldn't have to worry about. So that's typically what I run mine with. But there are multiple different ways of doing it, and like I say, there isn't a right or a wrong way to do it. And I never used to think anything of it when I first used to play the game. I'd just think, oh, there we go, full Redeemed Legion, chuck that on my follower, that'll help them. Yes, don't get me wrong, full Redeemed Legion will give them a lot of armour, and they'll get a bit of a strength bonus from the pieces that give a strength bonus, and a bit of health from the hands, but then apart from the leg piece and the feet that give the stamina and the encumbrance, well, the carry weight, if you look at the sort of stats of it, they're kind of where they're gaining a bit in, well, they're not gaining it, but where those stats are giving them strength and encumbrance, they're actually losing out on a potential strength booster or vitality booster that they could be getting. So you kind of want to, it's a case of weighing it up really and what works best for you. And like I say, it is purely a recommendation. It's not, you know, this is the what you must put your followers in kind of thing. I would never ever actually tell anybody you must put them in this because it works. The only reason I recommend my setup when I do of what my followers wear is because it's a lot of time playing with it, having them set up in it. Oh, hello Wolfie. And finding that that's what gives them the best armour. So they can lose a little bit of health against a lot of bosses, but very, very minor. Again, it's just illusioned as well to a different appearance for her. But the other important things to remember are that's using the bulked plating on her armour. Thank you. Which you'll learn the bulked plating from the Warmaker's Sanctuary, so Clay Elf Stronghold, as it's also known. From the tablet after you defeat the boss at the end, along with where you learn the Godbreaker armour. You'll learn that in there as well. The bulked plating is best for thralls, as they're called in the game, but we like to call them friends or followers. But the master armour plating is the one you would use for yourself as a player, because the bulk plating is a lot heavier. So although it would give you more armour, it would also weigh you down a lot more. So you'd use the master armour plating and then full bulk plating for a follower. And again, that's also crafted with a named armourer, and it was the Shieldright armourer that crafted it, so it gives the most highest armour value to her armour because of the type of armour that was used. You could use the durability armourer, which would give a bit more sort of durability, but the Shieldright is your best one for armour value because it will boost not only the armour value of the armour piece, but it will also give, I think normally if a strength bonus piece for example comes with plus 3% strength weapon damage, let's say, if you craft it with a tier 4 armourer it goes to 5%, I believe it is, and it's the same in agility, so strength or agility, whichever you're using, that will do exactly the same. Get stuck behind a rock. Same with the health, whatever that percentage is, that will be increased by having that named person on your bench. If you're at end game, if you use the garrison armourer's bench, that will also reduce the cost for you, so that's pretty helpful. Or you can use the improved armourer's bench, is always your best one, or the garrison at end game for cost reduction. But that's what I found works best with my strength based followers. And I would also give Leah Neely that same setup, even though she's an entertainer, and then I'd typically give her a mace like Delincia, because again Leah Neely is a strength based entertainer, so she's pretty good when it comes to that as well. I think she comes with similar stats like plus 15 in strength and 30 in vitality, which is a really good starter. Not a hugely high damage modifier, I couldn't just tell you what her damage modifier is off the top of my head, but it's a lot less than Delincia and certainly the Berserker, but she still hits reasonably hard. And the thing you've just got to think is that the more armoured your people are and the better the weapon they have, the more you can boost their vitality to protect them, but also in a bit of grit as well. But the higher strength damage you can give them, then obviously the higher the strength damage they do, the quicker the enemy they're fighting is going to die. So your friend's going to take less damage and the enemy are going to die quicker. So ultimately the enemy's going to be dead before they even do any damage to your follower. So you've not got that worry at least. Yes, arguably you could put them in light or medium armour, but bear in mind as you come up further north, especially if you're just getting back into the game or you're fairly new to it, the further north you go like we are now, obviously the harder the enemies hit. So your friends are potentially going to die a lot easier. So it's always wise to have them in heavy armour. And the exact same applies to if it's an agility based person. So Duneman the Dragoon, for example, it's a named archer. Or you've got the Relic Hunter Treasure Seekers. They are sort of named people, if you will, as well. Kind of T4 almost. They are plus 20 in agility when they start out. And again, you'd want to have them in heavy armour. Which my preference for them is the Stygian Soldier heavy armour. Done exactly the same again. Made with the shield right. And bulked up with the bulk plating. Because that gives them, I think it's a plus 5 in agility on each piece. So that way then I can focus on getting their health and grit up a bit. Which is really helpful. So that's your key things really, just to remember is what is your key stat for your follower that you've got. So if they're a named person, are they already bonused in strength or already bonused in agility? So you want to focus on leveling whichever of those it is, and then obviously vitality and grit. But anything encumbrance wise or stamina based, don't bother, because you're essentially losing out on potential boosting parts there that you could have in there. You want to try and boost their damage and vitality as much as you can. Hence why Delancey's gear is all pure strength, and why she hits so hard, because she's also using a legendary mace as well. So I know that was a bit long-winded, but that's the easiest way to explain it. Hope that kind of helps you out a little bit. If you haven't seen any of my videos yet, there are some different ones on the channel kind of talking about the armour and showing off the different armour sets that you could use and why it's kind of better to gear them up in specific gear for survivability reasons.
Smash the like button gently.
So I do.
Thumbs up, thumbs up. Conchi seems to be a agility beast if you boost that stat.
Yeah, exactly, I'll do. Yeah, Conchetta of Hykerania, yeah, she's awesome, isn't she? She's brilliant. She's absolutely awesome. So she give her something like a katana. Wow. And yeah, like I say, if you get yourself a Leonelia in the entertainment sector, a Delincia or a Cimmerian Berserker, or probably even Leon, even though Leon's melee damage modifier is a little lower than Delincia as well, he'd just be an absolute beast as well, and hence why they do the damage they do. And it's not because I've got settings boosted up or anything like that. That is their pure raw damage that she's doing. But the other thing is, she could be hitting even harder if I'd given her... They call it force feed, but I don't like to say the word force feed. But if I'd given her a piece of salted pork and got her to eat that, and then also given her a grey or black lotus potion or an elixir of might, the elixir or the potion would give her a plus 15 to strength damage bonus there.
That is a purge drop favorite.
And then also the salted pork, the piece of that she would eat would also give her another 15%. So no matter the fact that when she's following me, that's another bit why she's getting that as well. I'll explain that in a second. But if you gave her the piece of pork and the potion, she'd be doing another 30% on top of that strength weapon bonus that she's got now. But she's also getting a little bit of a boost, and she's not even level 20 yet, because as you can see there with the plus 20, she's getting that plus 20 because I've got full authority and the well-trained perk, which well trained means a single follower gets a plus 20 in every stat, whereas if you went for war party you can have 2 followers but they don't get the extra 20 points in everything. But again, if you've got them well kitted out, you've got no worries there or anything. Still, they would be absolutely fine.
Rolling on the floor laughing.
And it can be double the damage, but it can also be a little bit harder work to get used to do because you've got 2 followers to try and keep an eye on rather than 1, as we've got now with Delencia. So it's, you know, it's all entirely up to you and on preference of what you prefer and what you would rather do. Some people don't even like to have a follower full stop. You know, they prefer to go a pure solo build. And I've recently done a strength based build that also gives you a decent bit of carry weight as well, because the gear setup on that solo build is perfected heavy armor. So not only is it giving me a ton of armor, but it's also giving me extra carry weight, which essentially means I can drop out of this final perk on here potentially, and then I can max out grit if I need to use the shield block that costs a lot more stamina. Steel Thewed, not quite as good as it used to be, but it can be alright. Typically I'd only go to the 3rd point again. But then if I don't have a follower, there's nothing in authority, so I can max out vitality with glutton for punishment. Always go glutton for punishment, that's always the best one in my opinion. And then depending on your build, if you're going full agility, obviously you max out full agility, or for my strength build I would max out strength with the, rather than combo master, because you can't always guarantee you'll get your combos off fully. I tend to go with second skin, so again the armor's a bit lighter. And then either of the 2 perks for the final one, whichever one you find is sort of preferable to you. Kind of play around with it and see which you prefer really. Well, that's pretty much how you could do it as a solo. It doesn't have to be perfected heavy armor you could use, even though that's again giving you good armor and a strength and agility bonus because of what it gives you. It's entirely up to you what you use. There's no sort of set thing you could use. Now if you're not too bothered about farming loot kind of thing and you just want a good build it for agility, again another agility build I've got is a fully maxed out agility build again, using what appears as medium armor when you craft it, but it's actually only light armor. But again, with the damage it does and the sort of survivability you've got no worries there again either. That build does take a little bit of work to put together, because in order to do it you will need to, that's the wrong button, there's a journey that you will need to do. Where is it? Dungeon Delver. So in order to unlock this you'll need to, I haven't done it on here, but you'll need to unlock that, and you discover the Dungeon Delver questline by discovering the Dregs dungeon, which we should all know by now, but anybody that doesn't know is all the way down here on Noob River. So as soon as you discover that, and that's the first dungeon it wants you to do as well, you basically work your way through all the dungeons, discovering them, completing the final boss, and then eventually when you unlock it you can then unlock the reward, which is the Ranger armor, which gives you stamina and agility bonuses. I think it gives a bit of health as well, so it's a pretty good set and it's pretty robust I think for my agility build that I have. You could go heavy Stygian again if you wanted to yourself as well.
What about my dungeon series?
Dungeon series? What about it? Right. So we need to hang a right up here. I've probably come a really tricky way of getting right up north like this, but thought we're just chatting, we're just wandering along, we're trying to discover areas anyway. So why not do it the more difficult way, because hey, it makes it more fun and more of a challenge. Why do everything the easy way? Conan's all about exploring. And yeah, I don't have the cold buff at the minute. Not showing that I'm cold, because it's not too cold in this part, but as you get in certain areas it may come up telling you that you are cold and you need to eat some spicy food. So if you're ever coming up in the north, do make sure you bring some spicy food with you. Oh, is that an elk king? I think it is. Yep.
I started the first 3 steps of the journey steps and haven't done out since.
Oh right. Yeah, I know what you mean. It is a bit of a slog to do it, because it gets you to do them all eventually. Apart from the Palace of the Witch Queen, which is unusual. Although I suppose it's not. It's classed as a dungeon, but it's kind of not a dungeon, because it's, as we saw on Friday, it's very quick and easy to do.
In that camp.
Yeah, in this camp there are giants, of course, and there are grizzly bears up here, just as there are in the Highlands, but again with somebody like... We'll take a nosy. There we go. And yeah, when you first come across these guys, they're pretty frightening. When you see them at first, you think, oh, giant. But to be quite honest with you, their growl and the grunt they do is worse than the damage they do. Just don't let them hit you, because if they do, they'll give you frostbite, and that's not very nice. That will chunk your health a little bit.
Big girls' blouses.
Big girls' blouses, yeah, exactly. Big but squishy, that's all they are. You have nothing to worry about with them. They're just big softies, just like up in the Frost Temple. Like I say, if you've got a good fighter like Delincia with you, or a Berserker or Leon, or somebody that's got some pretty decent HP and some good armour, you just... I mean, look at her. Look at that, she just got hit by him, but look at the minimal damage that she's taken. Hardly any. He hit her a couple of times then, and she's took barely any, if no damage. So you know, you're pretty much onto a winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner, as the saying goes. Just be very mindful when you're in this area, because obviously with the fall damage thing for followers, but not only that, there are saber-tooths around here, and the saber-tooth cats can jump you, and they can hurt quite a bit. Oh, well, there's Horsey. Where's Delincia? You're there. Let me check your health. Right, she's fine. She didn't take fall damage, which is good. But there's lots of resources again around here. I say lots. You've got your stone and your wood mainly, but little bits of coal if you're lucky. Like I say, lots of woolly mammoths around here, and saber-tooths and other nasties that if you're not prepared, they will get you. So ideally, you want to be coming up here in something like the champion's armour, if you can get that made first, because that is actually now really good for the cold resistance, with a bit of spicy food. Or if you get lucky and get yourself Soul Spell, which is the white shield, which is the cold resist shield. If you've got that in your hand, you get full cold resistance. So that's a really, really good shield to have. And then you got Mist Morn, which is the heat protection shield. So if you get lucky from legendary chests and get them, we might even actually have that, but I never checked to see if we did get it or not. I can't remember if we got it out of a chest one time. But yeah, Lots of fun and games. I need to remember now whether we go up this way or whether we need to be a bit further over. Let's have a look up here. But this is great for your mammoths, for your thick hide, and obviously your, is it exotic flesh, I think it's called at first. And then your elephant hide that you also get off the mammoths, just as you do from the elephants. Yeah, I've kind of gone a tricky way here. There are much simpler ways to get up the far north than this, but it just kind of shows you guys the map a little bit.
On Thursday. My nether regions were heat resistant the next day.
Oh dear me. Oh gosh. Right. So we're here, we want to be getting... This is where I always have the trouble. Essentially we're trying to get up there. And I probably needed to be further over to the left, to be fair. Because I think this is just a huge mountain here. Although I do believe you can get to it this way, unless I'm mistaken. It's a while since I've been up here. No, I think that's going to be the volcano, isn't it? We go up this way. Oh no. We may be able to get through. Well, we're in the frozen north at least.
Where are you heading?
I am trying to make my way to the Frost Temple, but I think I should have gone the other way. A little bit further around where I came from. As I always forget with that big mountain. When I climbed up I should have gone even further over and come back and around. I always get confused with this area. Oh, nearly ran off there then. That's what happens, chat, when you look away from your screen for a second. Right, so if we go back this way, need to go back down here a bit, round and then up again. Don't want to be going the way I'm going there, because we're getting into volcano territory. And if you start climbing up those mountains where it looks like volcanic ash, you will take damage.
Straight, but it is lots of climbing.
Yeah, I don't think I've got the stamina for it. Yeah, you would start to burn, take a lot of health damage, and essentially you would end up dying. And leaving your followers behind, which I'm sure they wouldn't be very impressed if you did that to them. Oh, hello. Completely missed that. Good girl, Delincia. Make sure yeah, this build just hasn't got the stamina to do a lot of tall climbing. Normally I would attempt it, but again I don't want to risk the fall damage either with Delincia. Because if she ends up falling too much and taking too much fall damage, we could end up losing her. And that would just not be good. Where is she? There she is. How are you doing, girl? Oh, she's fine. She's like, I'm good. I'm just following you on your crazy run wherever you're going.
I'd like to say a massive thank you at Game Labs to you for the shouts that has helped boost my channel. I've now passed 500 subs.
Oh, nice one, I'll do. Yeah. Well, congrats. That's awesome. And you're more than welcome. And yeah, I'll say it again. If you want to know anything about the Purge, since it's all changed like it has, then of course How Do Gaming is the one to check out.
Yay.
And as I say it every time, if it ain't worth knowing, he won't tell you. Because the Purge is the thing that our friend Mr. Howdo covers quite a bit. and he's certainly come up with some really cool and fun purge bases that you can use, I'll tell you. So do check him out, go give him a follow, give him a sub and some comments and a like on his content. I'm sure he'd appreciate it, as he's already just said there. It's fun times, definitely. Yeah, I think I should have been further round.
Stupid at times, lol.
It's not stupid.
You want D/E14 for the Frost 10-0.
Yeah, I've forgotten how to get up there. I'm forgetting which way you're supposed to go to get over that way to it. It's that long since I've done it, shall we say, the legit way. I'm kind of getting myself all confuddled, if that's even a word. Confused, confuddled, whatever you want to call it. Because we're kind of coming away now from where we need to be. We need to be kind of there, don't we?
I love your latest vid.
Because I'm coming away from there again now. I don't really want to use the admin just to get up there, but I don't want to also bore you guys at the same time by running around the place I wasn't going to.
Go down and round.
Down and around the way we're going. Is that what you mean? The same direction we're going? Is she fighting again?
You're nearly there.
Oh, she's fighting a mountain goat. Yeah, I should have come this way in the first place. I'm just tell you, I'm not used to doing everything in the north this way. I haven't played properly as if I'm playing the whole game like this in a long time. A lot of the time it's a bit different when you can fly.
After you pass the ridge, go up into the snow.
When you're playing on your own server and
Manix cheers me duck. I'd also like to thank you and everyone else who subs. Just you wait for my merch.
Right. Trying to think. Do we want to go a bit more round, or are we going that way? Because that's a bit of a climb, isn't it? No, it's not that way. Can't get up there, can we? Nope. Bit more.
D/E then up to 14.
Oh yeah, you can get up the other way, can't you? Why do I feel like there's a rock slide round here somewhere? Kinda don't want to run into him if we can help it.
That's it.
Oh yeah. Thank you. Glad somebody knows. There we go. You're a star, honestly. Thank you. See what I mean, chat? I'm blooming... Bet you're all having a good giggle, aren't you? What was that? Oh.
I'm using the
Kitties.
interactive map.
Oh, well, cool, thank you. You're being my interactive map while using one, are you? Oh. So then we want to go... No, not that way. Keep going. There we go. Cut over here. Whoops. There we go. Yeah, I recognise the light now. More gazelles trying to fight us, or I don't think they're kudos, are they? Even though they are attacking us. Had a girl, Dalencia, you show them.
Follow the path.
Oh, and of course, if I remember correctly, these ghosts are the ones you see at the very beginning, near the broken highway, or is it the shattered bridge? Rather, they've essentially made their way up this path and ended up here.
But do thank you for the great content and info.
Yeah, absolutely, I'll do. It's glad somebody knows what he's doing with the purges, because I know a little bit, but I certainly don't know as much as you, my friend. So we'd be lost without you. Keep doing what you're doing. Alright. So this way. Of course you can hear all the mammoths and everything all fighting all around us. Yep, see them up there? And kudos chasing us again, tell you.
Straight up.
Yep, so now we want to be going that way. Hello, big mammoth that's somehow sinking into the lake that's made of ice, supposedly. Boom. Good girl, Dalencia. Oh,
Drink time.
drink time, thank you. Of course, I'm cooling down now, so we'll need
Food
to
time.
eat a piece of that as well to counteract the cold. Oh. There's a kitty that decides to go for the horse.
Nor I just blag it low.
No, you don't. You do a great job. You do a fantastic job, honestly. Try and avoid those guys if we can. Then we'll up. Oh, don't know if we've aggroed that one or whether it's fighting something else down there.
Well, if that is you blagging it, then I would hate to see what you call crap content.
Exactly. I ain't blagging it, that's perfect content. It's absolutely brilliant, it is. Oh! Where's Dalencia? Oh, now you show up. Bringing everything with you. Look at her, she's trying to show me up now.
Kathy and Mannix cheers me up.
There we go. Right. Go up this way a bit.
A do face blowing a kiss.
You're absolutely right. And if it was just you blagging it, how do, you won't be in the position you're in now. It's awesome content and it's very useful and full of info, hence why people watch it. Before you know it, you'll be sat like where I am, asking yourself the same questions, thinking, how did I get here? I thought I was at the same even when I got to 500. I thought the same even when I got to 100. After I was stuck at 50 odd for a long time before I got to know a lot of you guys. You know, I was thinking, oh, is it ever going to happen? Is it going to work? But
God take you!
of course it works. Everybody's YouTube journey is different and works at a different pace, you know. And it all depends on the type of content you do. And it only shows that all that hard work you're doing and that time you're putting into it is clearly paying off. Because you might be thinking, you know, oh, he's going to want to listen to me, like I've thought with myself. But 500 people would say otherwise.
I already am. Always thought, who wants to hear my weird accent?
It's not weird, you're great. You're absolutely fine. Don't you worry. That's what I thought when I made my first video and then put it out there and listened back to myself. I still cringe now if I hear people watching my streams that I've just done and I can hear my own voice again in the background. It's like, oh, is that what I sound like? Oh, who wants to listen to that? But then, you know, nearly 900 subs later, it's like, well, 900 odd people must think different than I do. Because there I am. Just keep doing what you do. That's what I was taught by
Nothing worse than your own voice.
couple of people taught me. Just keep doing what you do. Enjoy doing what you're doing. And if you enjoy doing what you're doing...
knowledgeable content. The best bit is when you fall off something.
where am I going here? Oh yeah. I've said that to you before and I do as well. But yeah, it's so funny when I like your reactions to things, like if somebody's hitting you, you tell them nicely to leave you alone, and then next minute they won't leave you alone, you just, oh, bugger off. It just makes me chuckle that all the time.
Laughing, rolling on the floor, laughing.
Always makes me smile, that one. Oh, bugger off. Yeah. There's many times I've quoted a couple of your sayings, I do, because they're just so good. Especially when it comes to trying something new. Always like to be saying, well, in the words of Mr. Rowdo, let's give it a go. I love that whenever you say that. It's really good. Really good. Well, finally, chat, about an hour later, we made it to where I was intending to be in the first place. I know what you're all thinking. Finally, he's made it.
Your latest is definitely one of my faves, along with the VATs when you had a counter on screen tallying you falling.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Not sure where I'm going to put the teleportery stone just yet, so I'll probably figure that out when we finish, because no doubt with the way time's rolling on, we'll run out of time otherwise if I mess about building that now. So what I will do is discover this obelisk very quickly, so that we have that unlocked as well. And then we'll run down here because it's only a fairly small dungeon, this one. It's not too bad. Of course I don't want to build it too close to this because this is part of the current event that's out as well.
Lads, drink time again.
Thank you. What it is, every time you eat something spicy you need a drink. So we will... You're not going to be allowed to stand there, are you? So we'll just tell you to stop following. The Temple of Frost. So we'll head in here.
But Kathy and Mannix don't know why, but thank you anyways, me duck.
We'll get Delincia to go sort our big friend out here. He's done, so we'll learn this as well. Big tablet. There we go. That's one of your That by Crom, I think those ones. Should be another big guy here. And of course we're going to have to watch our temperature now in here because we are going to get cold, but we're okay at the moment. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that temperature gauge now.
A go-do face blowing a kiss, it's just you natural charm and charisma.
Come on, Delancey, I don't want to get hit by these guys, please.
I mean, why is it your fault?
There we go. I'm not even going to bother looting these guys, I'm just going to blast through it. So that at least you guys can just get to see this. There we go. Up again. There's a guy there. Hate that when you press the control for attack and instead of attacks you give it the move forward command instead. One of the little gripes I have with controller.
I get you, it's my natural northern charm.
Yeah, exactly. Although according to Angar we're all southerners, aren't we? Because he's further north than we are.
You picked the wrong fight.
Right. So then if we go down here, we now have some new peeps to contend
Latest
with.
seems you more relaxed and enjoying it. Before you seem not quite relaxed but having fun.
Has he now got the Black Yeti at the back there? Oh, they're both coming. Right, get him Delancey because he's coming first. Alright, he's aggroed onto her now, which is good. We'll get a couple of hits on him. Help her out because she's on the stairs and he's down. Nice and easy. I don't think this guy gives a key.
Your northern charm wins me over every time.
I'll hack him up just in case.
Yeah, my wife always reminds me I'm a Midlander, not a northerner, cause she's a Geordie.
Another one there. Box here. What did we get? Ooh, that's not a bad bow at all. Take that. Of course, we're now over encumbered. Bear with me a second. Don't need those. Don't need that. Got plenty of that. Got plenty of hide. There. I'm just dropping those because obviously we don't need those. To be quite honest.
At Kathy and Mannix, I will say I did feel less preset.
No, you're getting really good with it, how do you, honestly? You can tell each time you're doing it. Like people say with me, you're sounding more confident every time now. And you actually sound like you're enjoying what you're doing. Even if it seems like it's stressing you out because you're getting knocked over or knocked off or things aren't going according to plan, it's that makes it all the more fun. Things that go according to plan are never quite as entertaining or as funny. What makes it fun is when something goes wrong.
It shows. You sound more confident.
Let's see, get that guy. That one. They're both down. Was one of them the boss and she just absolutely obliterated him? Or was I imagining it? Yeah, that's him. Not bothered about anything else off him.
At Game Labs I'd say the same about you. Since your live streams you've come out of your shell.
Oh, thanks buddy, appreciate
Lucy
that.
says pat a cake and down you go.
Yeah, I appreciate that, thank you. And again, it all comes with practice and, you know, feel like I can be myself a little bit more now. You know, I'm getting more used to it, and it is strange at first when you first do them. I think Angar said the same thing. You know, you feel like you're talking to yourself, but obviously you're not. I'm talking to you guys. And it's a bit weird at first, but the more you do it, the more you get used to it. And I do look forward to it. Hence one of the reasons why I offered to Angar to cover the Sundays as well. That not just because it's giving me a bit more visibility, but more so because of the fact that I knew he wasn't going to be around. So it was worth, you know, trying to fill in the slot also if people were interested, but...
Now that Angar does have a strange accent, lol.
You know, gives me a chance to catch up with you guys again and potentially some new people that we do get, which is really nice. And it's nice to see. Because we just have to remember that we're all on this journey together. We might all be at different stages of it, but I don't see it as a competition.
Angar has a soothing accent.
It's a journey for us all. We're all just at different parts on that road. And if we can help each other and support each other, then why not? Like I say it all the time. It was only once I found Angar's stream that time and wasn't expecting him to do what he did and sort of take me under his wing like he did.
On his laird Angar.
I didn't ask him to, and you know, I didn't drop any hints or anything like that. I was very thinking about the fact that, you know, I didn't just jump in his stream and start saying, oh, I'm a content creator, can you promote my stream please? He just chose to do that, and it's almost like the way everything's worked out, that like it was all meant to be. You know, in the long run it was all planned out in some way. And I've never looked back since, and I'll be eternally grateful to him and those of his community that have come over to support me as well. Because if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be sat here talking now. I would be sat here talking to myself. And it'd go on for that long that I'd get fed up of it and I'd stop doing it, you know, because I'd be like, what's the point? Yeah,
You
no.
and Angar have done the same for me and I thank you. Karian, no.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you know, that's how I feel it is. If I'm getting given something, whether it's a shout out by somebody or likes and comments on my video or turning up for these streams and things, if I can do the same for them, it's my way of repaying them, kind of thing. I know I'm not in a debt to have to do it, and I'm not obliged to have to do it, but I do it because I like to do it and I want to do it. If I can give something back to somebody that's done something for me, it's my way of showing support for them. And it does help you, because you do go through times in your journey where you think, you know, why am I bothering? I had it early on, even at times now. There are occasions where I sort of get a bit of a dry spout and then think,
to Angar and Labs for supporting me.
you know,
We're all small fishes in a ref K off pond.
yeah, exactly. You know, and I started to, I'll be honest, in the early days I used to look at big channels like Whack4863 and other people like that and think, how has he got over 50k subs and this, that and the other, and how do people do it? I want to be like them. But then he taught me a very important thing. Don't focus on your numbers too much. He said, focus on what you're doing. Focus on the type of content that you're making. But most of all, enjoy the content that you're making, enjoy what you're doing, and your views and your likes and your subs and your community and everything else will come along with you. Yeah, you want to build that, but don't make that be your focus, otherwise your content won't be as good as it could be.
I like to think.
You know, enjoy doing what you do, whether it's your streams or making your videos, and your community will eventually see that, and they'll tell other people and other people and other people, and before you know it, whether it's a couple of years down the line or 10 years down the line or however long it is, I'll then be sat in that exact same position that person was that I saw when I looked at it at the start and thinking, you know, I'd love to be in their shoes, and who knows, 5 years time, 2 years time, 10 years time, I could be in the same position and thinking again, never thought I'd get here, because it all takes time.
Let's drink time.
Thank you. Time and patience is what it takes. You know, and I'm learning that with it now, that yes, watch your numbers a little bit, get excited when your sub count's going up, of course, there's nothing wrong with that. But you'll gain some and you'll lose some, and I've been learning that with it. You know, you'll gain some subs, you'll lose some subs. It happens to even the biggest of people. You just have to remember that you're on that journey just like everybody else. We're all on the YouTube train, if you want to call it that, but our stop is at a different stop to other people. And eventually, our time to be one of the big boys, as they say, or girls, depending on who you are that's doing the content, your time will come. And then you'll be able to sit there yourself and be saying, see, I was telling myself I'll never get here and look where I am now. Because it's only going to work if you keep up with your content, if you make your content, people enjoy it, people watch it, and it's like the tiny little seed that you plant in the garden. There's lots going on under the soil at first and you don't know what's happening because you can't see it, you think nothing's going anywhere, and you've put videos out and you're getting half a dozen views here and half a dozen views there, and thinking, why is it not growing, why is my channel not growing? Then eventually all of a sudden that little root spouts up out of the soil and you start to see that little vine or that little shrub or that little
heartbreaking bit is one person unsubs. I know it's strange.
Little flower starts to grow, and if you nurture it, you know, feed it and water it, which in our case is doing your live streams, making your videos, whatever it is that you do, as long as you do that, it'll keep growing.
You think, what have I done?
Yeah, exactly. You know, you think, what have I done? What have I done wrong? And it can be disheartening, especially in the early days.
They are making room for someone else.
But you've just got to think that, you know, eventually, I've had periods where I've not gained any for a little while, and all of a sudden I've gained half a dozen to a dozen sometimes. You've just got to see it, that it's like a roller coaster. There's going to be bits where you're going uphill and it's a high and you think, oh, I'll put a couple of videos out, wow, my views are rocketing, I'm getting loads of likes. Because let's face it, the likes on videos are really, really helpful, because the more likes they get, the more the algorithm sees it and thinks that this is worth pushing out to people, so the more it'll push it out, means more people see it, potentially then sub to you, because not just the game that you're playing is the game that they like, but it's content that you enjoy and you've actually taught them something, and they want to watch you because they understand the way you do it more than somebody else does, maybe. Which is why, if I don't focus on purge stuff a lot, which I don't really, I will quite happily recommend people like to you, I do, because it's not something I focus on. If you want a beginner's guide series that's a playthrough going through everything, I'll refer people to Angar, because he has done beginner's guide series like that and they work for him. For me, it seems to be more along the lines of the, you know, like little build guides and tips and tricks kind of videos. And if that's what sort of is my niche within the niche,
put it this way, you cannot please everyone.
then that's what I need to focus on.
Enjoying it and putting it out for those who will be gapil.
And yeah, exactly. You're not going to please all the people all the time. You're right there, Kathy. Exactly. There's going to be people that don't agree with what you've said, or that don't like the build you've done. But it happens, and it's part of the journey. You've just got to, when you have those low moments, and I've had a few, I'll be honest, you just got to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep going, because there is light at the end of that tunnel. And when you start seeing the numbers going up and the channel growth, and you see it just as you've done now, Aldi, getting to the 500, it's a really good feeling, and you'll enjoy it. But that, I'm afraid, folks, is a story that we will have to carry
I
on.
won't unsub from you, lads or Angar ever. You three are the reason I play Conan Exiles.
Oh, thank you. That's lovely to know. Yeah. Believe it or not, it's 10 o'clock again. So that is another one done again. So I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the chat. Thank you for the likes. Do leave comments below if you like on the VOD when it's uploaded, and feel free to watch it again and have a good giggle. But great to see you all once again. Thanks for turning up on a Sunday for me. I'm going to go and rest my voice now. And yeah, hopefully have a good idea for Friday, which again we'll be back on Friday, 7 PM UK time, and once again on Sunday, 8 PM till 10 PM. So again, thank you one and all for being here. Enjoy what's left of your weekend, and until I see you on Friday, we shall say farewell. Bye bye for now.
Pleasure Game Labs. Cheers labs, cheers all tech, it's Teddy, I'll see you later. Have a great week everyone.